The pandemic has certainly put a lot of stress on everyone and has caused many to pick up some bad habits. But here now to get us onto a healthy path is Samantha Merriman, co-founder and program director of Drink Less. Good morning, Samantha.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here with us. You know, we talk about stress. So many of us are just stressed to the max, so to speak, due to this aforementioned pandemic. And for many, increased alcohol consumption, those stress levels really continuing to rise. So for the average person out there, let's talk about why we are seeing that happen. I think we have kind of an idea, but what can you tell us about it?
Absolutely. This pandemic certainly has impacted stress and anxiety levels for pretty much everyone. You know, with those at their peak, it's quite common for people to slip into the pattern of drinking more alcohol than they should be, just as a way to cope with day-to-day life and increased isolation, potentially even boredom. And having a couple drinks, you know, one or two with a family member or a loved one is perfectly okay, but it's more concerning when excessive alcohol use becomes the routine go-to pattern to decompress or socialize.
Yeah, those are the red flags, certainly, that many of us need to be aware of. So let's talk about how the Drink Less program is really different from other alcohol treatment programs out there.
So traditional alcohol treatment programs really haven't changed much since around the 1950s. And many of them involve hospitalization, group counseling, sometimes day programs. But the reality is there's this sizable population of millions of people that are drinking more than they should be, but not at the level that would require this type of medical intervention. And at Drink Less, we use modern medicine and science-based tools to help this population of people cut back their drinking, regain control in a way that's sustainable for the long term.
Yeah, that really is what it's all about. We don't want something that is a quick fix, and that sounds terrific. So let's talk about what someone can expect once they start this program.
Well, the first step in starting the program is the initial consult. This first appointment is really a great way for us to get to know the patient and gather information on their medical history, what their drinking patterns are, as well as their drinking goals. It's also a great way for the patient to meet with one of our physicians who will prescribe the first week of medication. So what happens is the patient starts to take the medication as part of their normal daily routine, even if they're currently drinking. And during the follow-up visits, we customize the dose, the timing of when they take it, so that they can experience those benefits of suppressed cravings and increased control. And the amazing thing is that over time, this translates to the ability for patients to make choices about when, how much, and if they drink, versus something that's done out of a compulsion or perhaps even out of boredom.
Yeah, very crucial right there. And lastly, any just general advice and or recommendations for those out there who are maybe looking to do something, anything, a strategy they can implement before they maybe get into a program that could help them cut back just a little bit?
Sure. You know, the point I'd really like to drive home is that it is possible for people to regain control of their drinking. It just takes the right mindset, the medication, the right support. So, you know, Drink Less, we have a customized program to help people achieve those drinking goals. So I'd implore anyone out there who's looking for something to help them cut back their drinking or even quit to contact our team at Drink Less to find out how our program can help.
Well, you're doing tremendous work, and it's great to have you with us right here on The Roadshow, Samantha. Thanks very much for being here.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure.
You bet. If you would like to learn more about Drink Less, just head to roadshow.com. We will have a link to their website there.